Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Welcome to the best damn movie-related show on the internet, the John Campea Show, coming to you not from our quaint little studio, but rather coming to you from Las Vegas. I am, of course, John Campea. This is Cody Miller sitting here. And, of course, right beside him, we got Robert Meyer Burnett.
Great to be here. Great to be here.
And we are, of course, here in Las Vegas right now for CinemaCon. And, you know, CinemaCon is the event every year that we look forward to the most. I count down to this. It's more important than anything else that we do in our job is coming to CinemaCon. And we're going to kick things off tonight with the Sony panel. Now, we normally don't do the John Campea Show during CinemaCon week. We normally only do the live streams for the panels for the theater that the studios put on. But this year, we just thought there was a couple of things that were really interesting popped up this morning. We don't have our first panel until later tonight. So we thought we would jump in here and do stuff. We got in here last night. Have you done anything yet today? Did you get down to any of the panels yet?
No, because I was dealing with a house issue. But I want to go. The first, I have a new panel this year that is Angel Studios, it's Studio Canal and Sony Pictures Classics.
Yeah.
And they're doing that, and I don't know what that is. I'm a huge fan of Studio Canal, so I think they have Danny Boyle's new movie Ink coming out, maybe.
Oh.
And then Angel Studios is releasing Andy Serkis's animated George Orwell adaptation, Animal Farm.
Yeah.
So I was looking, not my normal bill of fare, Angel Studios movies, but they have put out stuff that one movie about the guy in the alternate universe and he was dealing with Neil McDonough as the devil. I kind of like that. That was pretty good.
Whereas you've been in town for about a little over a week now. Mm-hmm. Cody, of course, lives in Indiana, but he's from Las Vegas and here joining us again for the second year in a row for CinemaCon. So listen, guys, here's what we're going to do. Today's going to be obviously a little bit more of a casual show. And we're going to be talking about just a couple of topics. It's going to be a shorter show, but I will take some questions via the Super Chat. So if you do have a question or comment you want to fire into the Super Chat, go ahead and do that. And we've got a couple things to talk about here. And the first thing we're going to talk about is this. You guys know I am a big Timothée Chalamet fan. Some people I believe he's the next Daniel Day-Lewis. He's not there yet. And then some people say, well, you only think he's that great because you like him. No, I like him because I think he's that great. And listen, love Michael B. Jordan. I would have voted for Timothée Chalamet to win Best Actor this year, but Michael B. Jordan was awesome in Sinners, so I have no problem with him winning that. But he'll get a couple of Oscars, so it won't be a problem. But one of the movies that really made me appreciate Timothée Chalamet a lot was Wonka. I absolutely loved Wonka, like way more than I thought. And I'm not even big on the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Don't get me wrong, I like Charlie and the... No, I do like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
You are talking about the Gene Wilder one.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Just checking.
Although, I gotta say, I even like Tim Burton's.
They're good.
Not as much as the original Gene Wilder one, but I even like Tim Burton's. But I'm not like a huge, it's not like to me, it's like, what, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory's on TV? Stop what you're doing. Like, I'm not one of those. But I loved Wonka. It just I thought it had more heart. I'm not saying it was overall better.
No, but it was much more modern. I did too. Yeah, I loved it.
That I just thought it was so wonderful. And Timothée Chalamet showing that he can be a song and dance man as well. And it made, I think the early predictions was going to make 300 to 400 million. I think it made over 600 million. So there were whispers that they might do a sequel, and a sequel apparently they are doing because these reports have come out now. So Wonka 2 is happening. But we already kind of knew that back in November of 2024. Director Paul King had confirmed that, of course, Paul King, who did the first couple of Paddington movies, did Wonka as well, confirmed that the sequel is indeed in development and that the script was half written already. Now, Daniel RPK is indicating that the sequel will be starting production this coming August, which is what I heard as well, which means we're certainly looking at a 2027 release, and in all likelihood, it will be the next movie Timothée Chalamet shoots coming off of Marty Supreme, for which he was Oscar nominated. Okay. What is that movie that Timothy's supposed to be doing with the director of Logan?
James Mangold.
Yeah, he's got that movie he's supposed to be doing with James Mangold. And everybody assumed that would be the next movie that he would do. But I think and I heard some other people say this too, and I agree. I think doing something like Wonka, coming off of that heavy Oscar campaign,
Yeah.
that more heavy artistic whatever Oscar campaign he was doing for Marty Supreme, I think going in now back to something lighter like Wonka will probably be a really good change for him, and then go and do that movie with James Mangold, which I think. But listen, again, I just thought Wonka was charming and delightful. I thought the songs were great. I loved the way they put their own flair on the story. I love the way they paid homage to the original. The Oompa Loompa, who played the Oompa Loompa?
Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant was awesome as the Oompa Loompa. I loved him in it. So I love that we're going to get a sequel to this. Anyway, Rob, you heard about this. What do you think?
Well, look, I really like the film as well, and I like the world, and maybe, I mean, they haven't done this, but did you read the books?
Never did.
One of my favorite books ever when I was a kid was Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator.
How many books are there, Rob?
There's only 2.
Because I was just wondering, like, where's the story gonna go? I didn't even know that there was a sequel.
There's a sequel, and there's aliens. The Vermicious
I did not know that.
The Vermicious Knids. And the Oompa Loompas have a song, and I used to know the whole song. And it was a parable song where the Oompa Loompas sing.
All of them are.
It's about a girl that goes and takes a lot of pills, believe it or not. And it's
Great
an
for family
anti-drug
pills,
song, and it's I won't sing the whole thing here. I won't sing it, but I want to see that performed. My whole life, I've wanted to see the Oompa Loompas. Attention, please. Don't dare talk. Don't dare sneeze. Don't dare doze or daydream. Your health, their very life's at stake. Have any of you ever had the chance to meet a child named Goldie Picklesweet, who on her 7th birthday went to stay with Granny down in Kent?
Move your mic a little bit further away from you.
And on the second day of dearest little Goldie's stay, Grandma announced, "I'm going to do some shopping in the town." Now, I'm not going to go any further. I don't
It's
remember.
like we're watching the movie right now.
I'm telling you, that's Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator. Please, Timothée Chalamet, make this movie.
Did you watch Parks and Rec?
Yeah, it was one of my favorites.
Remember the scene where Andy was reenacting Rambo? As he says, that was Babe. You should see the movie. She's like, I feel like we already did. I feel like I don't even just see the movie.
Well, it's I used to know the lyrics like when I was 10 years old, and I read the book. I memorized this song.
I'm gonna get you a few drinks, and you're gonna remember.
So long ago.
I gotta say, like, obviously, big fan of Timothée Chalamet too. I love how he can just be a showman, song and dance man. And I thought I had no expectations for the movie, and I loved it. And I really liked the Johnny Depp version. Like, I think that movie has aged really well. But it makes me wonder, like, how close will this movie release to the James Mangold movie? Because if they come out within the same calendar year, could that actually boost his Oscar chances?
Very much could.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because it's
very
like,
much
because
could.
you get to see the real range and versatility of his acting. Like, going from playing Wonka to playing Paul Atreides. Like, we're going to see him in Dune 3, right? He's
Which
probably-
he could win his first Oscar for. We'll see what happens there.
I'm fully expecting the #1 song of 2026 is going to be his War Haka. Someone just has to release it as an entire signal.
I play that behind the blocks before I'm going to go fast now. I'm like,
Right? Come on.
my testosterone just goes up just listening to it.
He's on his way to his EGOT. He's going to win his Grammy for that one.
It's totally side note here, but Ann and I went to go see the Hans Zimmer concert when he came to Los Angeles last year. And he does when they performed the piece from Gladiator. Oh, no, 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 no. And he brings out the original woman
Lisa
who did
Gerrard.
the voice to do it, right?
From
But
Take the
then
Dance.
the part that got to Anne, the part where Anne started to get choked up, because like Dune or her favorite movies, was when there goes Anne. Anne's leaving now. She's gonna go shopping. She didn't want to do the show today. I didn't ask her. She's gonna go do her shopping now.
No
But
limit.
for Anne, the big part was when they did the music to Dune, and they actually brought the woman who does the like the whole bit, and like Anne starts weeping, and it was like all that kind of stuff. Like that's going to be awesome. Now if they can get Timothée Chalamet to do that, they'll just hand him his Oscar.
Yeah.
Right there. It'll all be good. Anyway, guys, question is for you. You know what? My owl camera is messing up because I am completely not in the camera. Well, we'll see if the owl can get that fixed. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? It looks like they're doing Wonka 2, and I couldn't be happier about it. I love the first one. Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down, let's move on to this. You know, another movie that's been getting a lot of talk, actually, they showed us a trailer for this movie, not at last CinemaCon, but 2 CinemaCons ago. They showed us the first little promo reel for Michael. 2 years ago, they showed it to us. And that was the moment that we went, oh my God, this could actually be really good. Like even just from the short. Now, Michael, of course, is a movie that has gone through a shit ton of drama. One of the craziest stories ever. In case you didn't know about this, the movie they shot included some of the stuff that went on in the court cases and whatnot, right? Now, the producers of the movie got that all cleared with the Michael Jackson estate. Michael Jackson's estate said, yes, that's something you can do. So Lionsgate said, great, that's what we're going to do. And they shot like a third of the movie. Whoopsie. Turns out the Michael Jackson estate was wrong. That the Michael Jackson estate had a signed agreement with one of the people involved with the court cases that says, yeah, we agree to that, but you can never dramatize us or our family in anything. So the Michael Jackson estate had to go to the movie producers and say, hey, remember how we told you it was okay to shoot that stuff? We were wrong. And so Lionsgate had to push the release of the movie. They had to like redo a whole ton of stuff. So it left a lot of us wondering, knowing that Michael was going to be big, could it survive that type of trauma that they went through getting the movie made? Well, the first reactions are out. The full reviews aren't out yet, and I'm going to be curious to see what they say. But right now, the first reactions are out, and a couple of the ones that I've read are saying it's the best biopic ever made. Let's go over and take a look at some of these instant reaction we've got from the screenings they held the other day. Liam writes, the Michael movie is why we go to the movies. Thriller, Beat It, etc., recreated to perfection. Genuinely couldn't resist a head bump and finger tap at any moment. Makes you smile where it wants to, wince where it needs to. Coleman is your earliest supporting actor candidate. Which is big. Junior Felix wrote, Michael is one of the best music biopics I've ever seen. Jafar Jackson is dazzling and mesmerizing and truly embodies Michael Jackson, which he should, it's his uncle. Coleman Domingo is spectacular, he always is, and shows why he's one of the greats. Incredible musical sequences and performances make this a must watch. Hunter Bolding writes, Michael features 2 absolutely smashing performances. Jafar Jackson is electric in his role, while Coleman Domingo is monstrous as Joe Jackson. The ending leaves a bit to be desired. I heard that from a couple of people. They didn't really like the ending. I haven't heard why, but I've heard a few people say it. The ending leaves a bit to be desired, but the journey there is fascinating and fitting of the greatest entertainer of our time. Our friend Eric Davis wrote, Jafar Jackson delivers a truly remarkable performance in Michael, embodying the spirit of the ambition and the physicality of Michael Jackson in a way that's dazzling to watch. The kid is so good, and longtime fans will adore this film. And it basically just goes on like that. People just basically raving about it, and my OWL camera is not doing its job, so I have to keep adjusting myself. But look, it's being directed by, whenever you get somebody who's like a great director in there, Antoine Fuqua, I think is like one of our most underappreciated directors. And I have had a lot of belief in the film simply because that he's directing it. Now, for a lot of years, I didn't believe they would ever actually make a Michael film, because I've always said, you're never going to make everybody happy with it. You're going to get people who are going to get really angry if you even hint that he was guilty of any of the stuff that he was accused of. Then you're going to get a lot of people who are going to get really upset if you don't imply that he was guilty of all the stuff he was accused of. Needs to be pointed out, never found guilty of anything. I'm just saying, like, whatever side of that fence you fall on, you fall on. I'm just pointing out a fact that he was never convicted of anything. That being said, they decided to go ahead and make the movie. They got Antoine Fuqua to direct it, which I thought was a great move. And I expected that the movie looked good, but I didn't know if it would be to the level that some people are saying it might be the best biopic ever made. Anyway, Cody, let me ask you, have you had any expectations of a Michael movie? Did you ever think a Michael movie would get made? What are you thinking of the reactions? Are you looking forward to it? I don't know. What do you think?
No, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a big Michael Jackson fan. I put on the music in the shower all the time still. I feel like I read a number of reviews that said that they weren't satisfied with the way that it ends. And if I recall, this originally was supposed to just be one movie, but they've now split it into
split
two.
into two, yeah.
So I get the sense that like hopefully it doesn't feel like you're only getting half of a story. But I guess if the journey to that point is awesome anyway, like it's not that big of a deal. I was also thinking like, when's the last time Lionsgate had like a massive $1 billion film? Like they had a few killer franchises.
Games?
I was thinking, did they have Twilight too? Did they?
They
had
had
Twilight, and
Twilight
Hunger
and Hunger
Games, but
Games.
other than that,
They've
like,
never been able to get
this
back
has
to
got to
that
be a
level.
really important movie for them.
John Wick is theirs too, right? But that's not $1 billion. That's not $1 billion.
No, did you see the new Sunrise on the Reaping trailer that dropped this morning?
I did.
Wow.
That was, okay, so we're getting sidetracked, but that looks like the adult version of Hunger Games.
That's
It looks
exactly what I was going
Is that
to say.
insane?
And
It
last
looks like
year at
Hunger Games for
CinemaCon,
grown-ups.
one of the gifts they gave us was the Sunrise on the Reaping
Yeah,
book.
and read it.
And
You
I
got
read
it
it,
here.
and it was solid.
Right,
It was
okay.
solid.
But the casting in that is impeccable.
Right, but we're getting way,
yeah, we're way off
we're getting
topic.
sidetracked now.
Anyway, yeah, Michael looks awesome. I'm psyched for it. I mean, when we saw very little of it from last year's CinemaCon, and it made me a believer. I was like, all right, I'm in. I was getting goosebumps just listening. I feel like it's probably going to be mostly a celebration of what a cultural icon he was from a music
I
perspective.
100% agree.
Like they're going to really lean into the music. I was also thinking, not to derail this conversation too much, but like a number of people said it's the best biopic of all time. Okay, well, what is the best biopic of all time? Is it Bohemian Rhapsody?
Lincoln.
Okay, wow. I'm sorry. I meant to say musical biopic. Yes.
It's hard for me to think of many that, like, some people might want to say Walk the Line.
That's a good one.
Rocket Man I actually thought Rocket Man was really good.
It was.
My problem, I've said this before on the show, my problem with all those biopics is that they're all the same movie. Like if I give you the elevator pitch, a musical prodigy with unspeakable talent, starting from lowly beginnings, makes it big in the world, only to be overtaken by his own personal demons, only in the end to find their own personal redemption. That could have been Walk the Line, Rocket Man, or Bohemian Rhapsody.
Purple Rain.
I just thought of one.
That was an absolute biography, Purple Rain.
It was totally true. I believe every word, and it's my favorite movie of all.
What's the name of that song? Jungle Love?
That's the time. Yeah, that's the time.
Does Straight Outta Compton
Staying
count?
Drunk.
Because that would be mine.
Straight Outta Compton. Yeah, see, that's that. I was gonna
That's
say,
different, right?
Michael looks like it breaks the formula. One of the things I loved about Straight Outta Compton was that it also breaks that formula.
Well, but it helps that it wasn't just based on one person.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So I don't. Anyway, Rob, what do you think about these reviews we're hearing from Michael?
Like you said, I mean, I love Anton Fuqua as a director too because he's so versatile. I've always talked about Olympus Has Fallen. I mean, and then of course Training Day.
Oh yeah, which is his opus, magnum opus.
It's just amazing. But so I think him directing this, he's got an edge to him, in terms of he can hit hard when he needs to because he comes from action. He's done a Western. But him doing this, I think, is really interesting, and I think it's going to have an interesting quality. But also the cast, not just Jafar Jackson, but like the guy playing Quincy Jones. I love Quincy Jones. I'm a huge Quincy Jones fan. He produced the music he composed the music for Color Purple for Spielberg's, but he's his jazz background. And what he did with Michael Jackson is amazing. And Coleman Domingo as Mr. Jackson, I mean, he's basically the bad guy.
And we haven't even talked about Miles Teller.
Oh my God. And it looks incredible. I can't wait to see this movie. The recreations to like the Thriller video looks perfect.
I would watch a whole movie just on that.
Yeah, I mean, I love that when it came out. And there was a making of you could get on home video, which was because John Landis directed it. So I wonder if there's somebody, I want to know if when they're making the Thriller video, if there's a person playing John Landis who directed it. I mean, I'm curious. And then I wonder if they go into Captain EO.
I doubt it in this movie.
Yeah, 'cause I haven't seen any clips, but it was kind of around the same time.
Because I think they said like this movie, and you're right, it gets close because they said, I believe this movie really just gets up to Thriller.
Right.
I think they kind of stop there. And then I think the next movie, I don't know this for certain, I'm just kind of speculating. I think from what I heard, like the next movie will then kind of take place after that. maybe avoiding all the court stuff. I don't know.
I just want to see because I wondered if somebody would play George Lucas and Angelica Houston and just behind the scenes Hollywood stories. But no, I can't wait to see this movie. It looks great. And, the reason I only brought up the Hunger Games is because I do think Lionsgate has a great year in front of it with Michael followed up by Sunrise on the Reaping. So good for Lionsgate.
I should have made that a topic because Anne woke me up this morning to show me that trailer.
Bro.
And I've had zero interest in this movie. I've had zero, and now I do.
Well, how did you feel about Sunrise or the previous one, Songbirds?
It was okay.
Songs
like Shoots and Ladders. Well. No, it didn't do very well. I thought it was a well-made movie.
Yeah.
I know it's the cool thing is to hate on the girl who played Snow White. What's her name? She was a magnificent in West Side Story.
Rachel Zegler.
Rachel Zegler. I thought she straight up. I know it's not the cool thing. I thought she was terrific in the movie.
I thought she was really good too.
I thought she was really good in the movie. But it was kind of, what it was to me? It was a little bit soulless. It didn't have a soul to it. I didn't feel. So I mean, it was okay, well-made movie. I certainly didn't mind that I went to go see it, but I didn't love it, which is part of the reason why we're doing another Hunger Games movie. That is again not a sequel. And I was like, but then I saw this trailer. I'm like, this is Hunger Games for grown-ups. It felt really good. Mm-hmm. Kind of like Andor is to Star Wars.
Right.
Anyway, not that I'm going to say it's as good as Andor. All right, guys. Anyway, question is for you. Did you see the reviews now, or at least the first reactions for Michael? Have you guys been interested in the movie? Have you been excited for it? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. What do you think about the reactions we're seeing? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right. With that down, guys, let's move on to this. Speaking of being at CinemaCon, it was last year, it was 1 year ago that they showed us the first promo reel for Project Hail Mary. And I was so agog and aghast by it that I had to go get the audiobook. And I went through the book. I went through it 3 or 4 times. Loved it. Turned some other friends onto it. All that kind of. Oh yeah, you were one of them. That's right. I forgot. Turned some friends onto it. And I just cannot wait to see the movie. But even leading into the movie, while we had high hopes for its quality, I was tempered in how well I think it could do. Because it's not a 4-quadrant film. Not everybody has read the book. I didn't think it was the best marketing campaign. And I said, if they could, I think they're shooting for the stars is 500 million. If they can get to $500 million, they'll be into profitable territory at that point, and I think that will be doing well. But I said it's going to be a bit of a struggle to be a blockbuster per se. Well, here we are now, 3 weeks, not even 3 weeks. We just got through its third weekend, so it's what are we at now? Like 16 days, 17 days into the movie, and it has now officially crossed the $500 million mark. As you can see here, it's now sitting at 510 million worldwide, which means it has gotten to what I kind of thought the ceiling was. I thought in a perfect world, maybe it can get to 600 or whatever, but it's already exceeded what I thought the ceiling was. And you know what? If I go back to this page here, on its third weekend, it's only taken a 22% drop.
Whoa. From
weekend 2 to 3. Still made $24.5 million on its third weekend. Again, eclipsing that barrier. Again, a barrier I wasn't really sure it could break. I mean, I knew the film would be good. I just didn't know if a ton of people go to see it. But the word of mouth has been great. People have been going back to see it 2, 3, 4 times. And you know what? Listen, it's got Mario to contend with now. It's going to have Michael to contend with here in a couple of days. I don't know if 6 is still realistic, but it's got a shot at 6 at this point. Anyway, Rob, you saw that Project Hail Mary's crossed the $500 million mark.
Well, as you know, it's not
surprised. What do you think?
It's not surprising to me.
Okay.
That,
you
I'm
thought
a
it would be bigger
fan,
than I did. Yeah.
and I thought that it would do that. Look, and what I love about the film is, I'll tell you something, having that movie and having the Artemis 2 mission, where you actually have a fictitious space traveler and you have 4 space travelers. I love to see the uptick in interest in space exploration, because obviously we belong in the heavens, and it's nice to see these kinds of things in tandem with each other, and it's great. I mean, look, you know what? A movie like Project Hail Mary is about the triumph of the human spirit, and it's about a sense of awe and wonder, and the fact that maybe we can meet life that is benevolent, and we can cooperate and save 2 planets. And then, you know, there's something about when you get to the end of the movie, how can you not have a smile on your face?
What 2 of my favorite things, because you talked about the timing of Project Hail Mary going. By the way, I'm being reminded that this was its 4th weekend, not its 3rd.
Oh,
Was the timing of it with the Artemis space mission. And 2 things that I loved. One was the message Rocky sent to the astronauts. Brave space humans, go do much moon science, return home safe. And then my second favorite thing was the woman on the astronaut crew, when they had that one amazing view, and she said, "Amaze, amaze, amaze."
Yeah.
Like, that was like one of the coolest things ever. It still stands as my favorite movie of the year. I mean, I'm hoping. Okay, listen to the thing. If Project Hail Mary ends up being my favorite movie of the year by the end of the year, it's been a great year. But I'm hoping Odyssey can beat it. I'm hoping Dune can beat it. Hell, I'm hoping Doomsday can beat it. I'm hoping, like, imagine, Rob, getting to the end of this year and Project Hail Mary is your 4th favorite film of the year. How good of a year is it if it's your 4th favorite film of the year?
It's a good year.
Dude, I remember last year's CinemaCon when they started the presentation and they opened with like 10 minutes of Project Hail Mary.
Oh my God.
And Rob was bouncing off the walls. And when it ended and the lights came on and the studio heads came on stage, you put your arm on my shoulder and you were like, I know very few things in this life, but I know Project Hail Mary is going to be a big hit and it's going to win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. And like, honestly, like, it might.
I have to temper that.
Well,
I temper it now, but only because, you know, like I was telling you, to me, it's 95%.
but it's got a shot. Like, it's in the conversation.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yes, it's
really
really good.
Like we were talking about earlier, like my favorite moment in the movie is kind of a passing moment early on when he's talking to some of the astronauts and he says, I don't have the bravery gene. And one of the astronauts looks him in the eye and says, it's not a gene. You just got to find somebody to be brave for. And I like, God,
Such a great line.
it's such a good line. And there's a number of moments like that in the movie that just do make you smile. They really do. Like, it's a feel good movie. It's got pace. It's over 2.5 hours, but you don't even feel it. I mean, it's killing it. I
agree.
You were right. You were right. I was like, I'm never gonna doubt Rob ever.
I remember, you know, now that you mentioned it, I remember Ann and I were visiting you and Allie in Indiana. And we were standing around in your kitchen one morning and you said, okay, I'm super excited for Project Hail Mary. Should I get the book? And both Ann and I were like, yes, get the book. And like 2 weeks later, like, you gave me a call. Dude, I'm only about a third of the way through this book. It's so good.
I was driving like a 12-hour road trip and I listened to like pretty much the whole thing in one stint and I called you. I gotta say, like, I loved the book and I loved the movie, but part of me wishes I hadn't read the book because I did feel like there were things missing because of what I knew from the book when I watched it, but I still loved it. I just... like, I don't know. Do you read the book before? Like, I've been fighting the urge not to read Dune Messiah. Like, I have come very close to purchasing that book.
Not as good as Project.
I'm sure, but like, I just want to know so bad.
Ann's actually getting through it now. She's almost done Project Messiah. She's almost
Project Messiah.
She's almost done with Dune Messiah now herself too. But you know, I still remember. I think it was our 3rd time that we saw the movie. That we came out, I'm like, there's 2 moments in the movie. I can't remember if I said this on the show. There are 2 moments in the movie that completely embody marriage. One is when Grace is practicing the piloting before they go to Adrian. And Rocky is like, no, bad, too bad. We die now. We're dead, 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 dead. Like, wrong. And I'm like, okay, so that's marriage. And then Ann said that the other one that epitomized marriage was when Grace is doing the confessional. He's like, he tells me what to do. He tells me how to do it. And then when I do it, he says, what are you doing? And I'm like, yes, both things perfectly encapsulates marriage. Right there. Perfect. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Project Hail Mary has broken what I thought was its ceiling at $500 million. And it still made $24.5 million in its 4th weekend. which is crazy, only dropping 22%. Whatever you guys think about that, jump down to the comments section below and let us know your thoughts. All right, guys. With that down, we are now going to jump over and take some of your questions. Just so you know, I am turning off the super chats now because we want to keep today's show a little bit short. So if you've already sent in a super chat, we're about to get to it. If you have not sent in a super chat, send one in later tonight when we do our Sony panel discussion. So I'm just going to bring up the super chats now, and we will rip through these. And let me see where we are starting. We are starting with, oh boy, which button is it? I can't remember which button I'm supposed to press. Oh no. Is it this one? It is this one. Okay, great. This one, I don't have my regular setup in front of me. Ingenious writes, do you think we'll ever get a Spielberg-directed space movie? If rumors are true of him doing a Western next, one thing remains for his filmography. Star Wars could have checked both those off at once. Well, I mean, I guess you could say that Close Encounters technically all took place on Earth. I mean, look, my biggest movie wet dream my entire life has been wanting to see Steven Spielberg do a Star Wars film. That's never going to happen now. I don't think it's ever going to happen.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I think the opportunity has come and gone. I think if he was ever going to do it, his longest collaborator in his career was Kathleen Kennedy. And if he was ever going to do a Star Wars movie, it would have been when Kathleen Kennedy was still running Lucasfilm. And I'm very glad she's not, but it would have, that was the one thing that I was kind of holding out hope for. So I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. Do you think we'll ever get him to do a space epic?
I don't know. I think that Flights of Fancy, I mean, he's got Disclosure Day coming out, but he kind of changed his focus. Unless I could, remember, he was supposed to make Interstellar. And Jonathan Nolan had written that script, and he was very close to moving forward on that, and then he ended up not doing it. So I think that was going to be his space movie, and I wouldn't imagine he's going to do a big sci-fi epic.
I just want Ready Player 2. Like, come on, man.
I loved Ready Player One. I loved Ready Player One.
Right?
But nobody wanted to go see it.
Bummer.
I have no idea why. That movie was so good.
You know what? It has a lot of rewatchability to it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Really does.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got King Daddy Go to writes, I personally think it's Deep who ends Homelander. 1,000% it is not going to be the Deep. It is like, I don't know who's going to end Homelander. Hell, I don't even know for sure that Homelander will die. I think he's going to die. But it is, look, it could be Butcher. That would be the most obvious one who should. It could be Starlight. It could be Marie. It could be, there are a couple of options. Obviously, it should be Butcher. Maybe Maeve comes back and does it. I don't know, but it is not going to be the Deep.
What if he takes himself out?
Maybe, but he has no remorse. Like the show has never given us a sense, like it's given us senses sometimes that he doubts himself, but he has never felt guilty. That's the thing about Homelander. Like that's just a non-redeemable character. But what do you think they will?
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I think that he's been going on this over the last couple of seasons, this sort of revisiting his past, going on his self-discovery. And I think when you realize that you are as horrible as you are and have to come to grips with that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think Deep's going to end him, though.
No way it's going to be Deep.
That wouldn't be satisfying.
No, not at all. No way it's going to be Deep. All right. Let's keep going here. Next up, we've got The Viewpoint, who writes, such a good year for TV. Shrinking, which was so good this year.
So good. I cried at the finale.
Oh my, okay, I'm sorry. The moment, sorry if you haven't seen the finale yet, going to spoil a little bit, but I said, we went to the Paley Fest where they had the whole cast of Shrinking, and it was awesome. And they showed us the entire finale. And then the cast came out on stage and did it, right? But the point where Harrison Ford goes, well, first of all, he tells him, I love you, kid. Oh. But when he says, you don't need me, but if you ever do, I will be here for you. I'm like, oh my God. And like, we're in this auditorium of thousands of people and everybody is bawling their eyes out. And then Bill Lawrence comes out and goes, the cast just watches the episode for the first time, and everybody back there is just a bawling mess right now. Like everybody's like crying, and it's like, oh my God, guys! Like I know I bring it up all the time, but if you guys are not watching Shrinking, you are just robbing yourselves. I'm telling you. Anyway, let's get back to your thing here. Such a good year for TV. Daredevil, Shrinking, The Boys, Invincible, Ted Lasso, which has come back. Dexter, House of the Dragon, Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Harry Potter, and more. I keep forgetting that Harry Potter's coming out this year.
For All Mankind, bro.
Well, you've been really
Mankind.
loving For All
Let me
Mankind.
tell you, this week's episode, the 3rd episode of season 5, Home. You want to see a heart-wrenching hour of television. It was one of the greats. And in terms of, I don't want to say it's a very tragic story that you knew was coming, but they peppered it with things that you didn't expect. And if you're a fan of the show, people might say it's fan service, but it was all earned. And there were people that made their appearances that were, let's just say they were no longer on the show for various reasons that maybe I was crawling. The first time I saw it, I was teared up.
I've been meaning to ask, because you mentioned in the question Harry Potter coming at the end of the year.
Dude.
I honestly don't know. And I mean that, like, no hyperbole here. I do not know a bigger Harry Potter fan than Cody. For those of you who don't know, some of you have heard this story, but I had an invitation from IMAX to see an early screening at their head office of one of their Fantastic Beasts films.
It was the second one.
It was the second one. And Anne was going off on a work trip. So I got on Facebook or Twitter or something, and I said, hey, do any of my actual friends want to go see this? Cody, literally, right, remember, he lives in Indiana. He goes, dude, I will get on a plane tonight. I will fly to California, and I will be there in the morning and go with you to this thing. And sure enough, he got on a plane and flew.
That was awesome, too. We also saw the new Grinch movie, the Benedict Cumberbatch animated one. That was a good day, man.
That was a really good day. And look, correct me if I'm wrong, but you and Allie, you had something of a Potter theme.
Yeah, I mean, I've collected, so I have 230 something Harry Potter Funko Pops. I had to cut myself off because I was collecting them. I was like, this is getting out of control. And same with the wands. Like, I'd go to the parks and get the wands. And when you messaged me when you were at Universal Studios and you were like,
oh, I was sending you pictures of the new wands.
I wanted to say yes, but I was like, I can't open that door because I won't stop collecting. But look, if the only TV show that came out this year was the Harry Potter series, it would still be the best year of TV for me, period. Like, I've been dying for new Harry Potter content since 2012 when the last movie came out.
Did you see that the actor that they cast to play Snape won an Olivier Award over the weekend?
Oh, I did not
great.
see that.
I didn't know that.
Which is one of the, I think it's called the Olivier Award, which is one of the most prestigious British theater awards that you can win.
Actually, but I've been meaning to ask you, as the biggest Harry Potter fan that I know, what did you think of the trailer?
It was amazing. I loved it.
You loved
it. Look, got all the. I really feel like we're gonna get a lot more because we have so much more time to get invested in these characters.
Right.
And there's so much that we didn't get in the original movie series that I do love very dearly, just from time constraints. And just the cast. I mean, I think you guys have talked about this a little bit. They nailed the casting. Yeah. When I looked at that little Ron Weasley, I was like, oh my God, they did it.
Oh.
They did it.
I also think the tone, the movies are great. And there's a real sense of, they're magical and everything. But Harry Potter, the books had also a sense of reality to them. Mm-hmm. They created their own reality that the movies didn't so much have. Because they were too magical the whole time. Whereas it looked to me like there's going to be a lot more human.
Well, the first two Christopher Columbus movies were a little more fantastical and a little less grounded because the kids were younger and the tone of those movies was much lighter. But
they grew up with the kids.
Correct. The movies did grow up with the kids, which I love. Like, you get to Prisoner of Azkaban. And
that's my favorite of all.
It's so good. I mean, what's the director's name?
Cuarón.
Cuarón, he crushed that. And then they kind of progressively got darker. But I got the sense from this trailer that from the jump, I mean, you see him basically getting abused at school, and the home life with the Dursleys is rough, which is really how it is in the books. And they showed a little bit of that in the original movies, but like it didn't feel as grounded and as real and as kind of like he's a damaged kid. right? Like
Right.
he has trauma. Like I didn't really get the sense, and I'm not trying to knock the original movies. I love those movies. I cherish them forever. But you don't really get a sense of like a child that is really traumatized. I felt a little bit of that in the glimpses that we saw from the early pieces of the series that's coming out. So you got to tell me to shut up because I won't stop.
Think about this. Think about this. This Christmas season, we're gonna have Harry Potter,
Oh, dude.
Doomsday, Dune 3. And listen, I know this is the one people are sleeping on. I really like the Jumanji movies. I'm very entertained by them.
They're fun.
It's fourth on that list of four for me, but it's going to be a hell of a Christmas season. Anyway, okay, so let's keep going on through our questions here. Next up, we got the antagonistic Anonymous, who writes, congrats to Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo as they just gained a powerful ally in spoiling the MCU, as Mike Coulter just spoiled the ending of Born Again Season 2. Okay, I heard some people saying this, but now understand this, take this with a grain of salt, that I have not investigated this, but I think people are misinterpreting. I think Mike Coulter is sharing pictures from the set of Born Again Season 3. Right. I don't believe it was from Season 2. Again, I'm saying that on a surface level. I haven't dug in and investigated this, so maybe I'm wrong. But like I did a quick look around. It's like, no, he's just sharing a bunch of pictures from Season 3. I don't think he was spoiling the end of Season 2. Did you hear about any of this yet?
I haven't heard about any of that.
I just wanted to say he might be one of the best looking men I've ever seen.
I've always had a man crush on him.
Crazy, dude.
As a boringly straight as they come heterosexual man, even I look at that dude, I'm like, damn, like that's a good looking dude.
He played a Catholic priest in Evil. Because I look at Mike Coulter and the first thing I think about is a priest.
We're going to stop you right there.
No, but I mean, it was just that he can do anything. The guy, like, he is one of these strapping, handsome men, but I also believe him as a deeply religious man fighting.
He's got a great screen presence.
Evil is the weirdest show maybe ever, and I love it. If you start watching, you'll be like, what is this show even about? Well, it's about evil.
All right,
you'll see.
Let's keep going here. Next up, we've got Tristan, who writes in, I will die on the hill that Galaxy Quest, I love Galaxy Quest, is peak entertainment. From Sam Rockwell's I died in episode 81 to it always stops on one on the show. For me, Galaxy Quest was a movie that I literally watched every day for about 3 years. Because I would make it, something I inherited from my dad is having a TV on when I go to sleep, because it turns my brain off. Like it just completely shuts my brain off and I'm able to fade out. So, and I got one of those TVs where you can program it, after an hour, turn off, right? And so I love Galaxy Quest so much, and I know it so much that it's perfect for that. But I mean, by Grabthar's hammer, some say it's the best Star Trek movie ever made.
It might be the best Star Trek movie.
It's
so good. By the way, it's also one of the great commentaries on the Star Trek phenomenon that's ever been made. Because it works as a great science fiction film, but it's also a great look at what the Star Trek phenomenon really is.
And you know what? Here, just a little bit of a side note. I have on a couple of occasions picked out somebody I said, this is going to be a global star. The 2 times I did it was very, very early in the career of James Franco. And he did, until he screwed himself over, but he did become that. But the other guy I did it for that never quite passed that threshold, and I think has all the talent and charisma and natural ability to be a global A-list phenomenon, is Justin Long. I've always loved Justin Long. I think he is such a terrific performer. And, he's in Galaxy Quest.
He's great in Galaxy Quest.
Oh, he's great in Galaxy Quest. But the movie I discovered him in was the first Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
Remember that? I love that movie. And I think he's just great in everything he's in. He's even got this small part in the Seth Rogen one, Something in Miri Make a Porno.
Oh, Zach and
Miri Make a Porno. I have always thought he was great, but he was never, for whatever reason, able to kind of break through to be that A-list star.
I loved him in Dodgeball.
Oh my God, he's so good in Dodgeball. I love
he's
that
got
guy.
great comedic timing.
Yeah.
He's very fun.
Oh, I like him so much. Okay, anyway. Next up, we've got another one from Tristan, who writes, I've always wanted a sequel, speaking of Galaxy Quest, But I do appreciate the fact that the cast doesn't want to move forward without Alan. Do you think they'll ever do a reboot? I don't think so. Like, as a spoof, you don't reboot a spoof, right? I don't think you reboot Spaceballs. You do a sequel to Spaceballs, or you don't do another Spaceballs. So I don't think you reboot Galaxy Quest. I don't know. And opposing views?
No, I agree. I don't think you do either. I mean, that who they picked to play the crew of the Protector is you don't get a better cast than that.
And Monk.
I mean,
Hey guys,
Tony Shalhoub.
They're telling me
He's another great actor.
He's another great actor.
He was in Mrs. Maisel. He was Monk for however many years.
He was Master Shredder.
Yes, he was. And it's so good.
He's so good. All right, let's keep going here. Next up, we got Jesse Roy, who writes in, if Avatar 3 on the high end was $400 million budget and marketing was on the high end of $200 million, one multiplied by 1.5, which is $900 million in the movie, then the movie made $1.486 billion. The movie profit was about $500 million. Yeah, I mean that actually, this is an interesting thing because I was thinking about this the other day. How many movies a year make over $500 million in profit? It's rare. It's very rare. And that's why they are going to do Avatar 4 and 5, because while it has declining returns, it is still making ridiculous money. But this, I'm going to bring this up maybe on Thursday's stream when we talk about the Disney panel, or maybe on another episode of the John Campea Show. But the word is that Doomsday's budget is around $400 million, which makes it one of, if not the most expensive film ever made.
It's got to be more than that.
I don't think it is, but right around there. But I heard, a little birdie told me, you guys will remember that Avengers Endgame was the first movie ever to spend $200 million on a marketing campaign, which was unheard of at the time. I've heard their marketing budget for Doomsday is just a little north of $300 million. Now, here's where it's interesting. If Doomsday is about a $400 million budget, and if they are spending about $300 million on marketing, Doomsday will be the first film in history that will need to join the $1 billion club in order to break even. It'll be the first movie in history that has to make $1 billion just to break even. It's never happened before. It's going to be really, but they believe in it, I guess.
You know, I was doing a breakdown because I was talking about this today on social media in the morning. Because people are talking about, well, Marvel's in decline. You know, we've talked about it. It's been hit and miss. And I don't think it's gone to zero after Endgame. But interestingly, because I did the math, calculated the statistics, there's been 38 Marvel feature films, not including the TV. 38. Spider-Man No Way Home will be 39, and Doomsday will actually be 40. If you average out the grosses of the entirety of the MCU right now, the average that all 38 films have made is still in excess of $800 million for all the movies. So that's an average out. So like, you know, whereas Ant-Man made the 500 millions, on the average, Ant-Man gets bumped up.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And so it is by far the most successful, even lately, if you incorporate, of course, Quantumania was trash, and I did not like it. And the Marvels didn't do very well, but the Marvels deserved a little bit better than it got. But even those films,
I'll stand by. I liked the Marvels. I didn't think it was one of Marvel's better movies. I didn't, but I thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
But it is a wildly successful entertainment concern.
Oh, 100%.
Wildly. And I think Doomsday, I think it's gonna reach $3 billion.
Is that even like, excuse me? Is that even like physically possible? Like from a number of screens
I think it's
and time in theaters is like, can that even be done?
I don't know.
I don't either.
To be honest, I don't know if that's a possibility. I just know that for me personally, and I'm a huge, this movie is essentially a sequel to Endgame. Mm-hmm. I think this movie, and from what we've heard reported over the last couple days with this internal screening, I think it's going to do it.
I don't know. I would feel better about it if, say, Mario was doing better. Now, Mario just crossed, after its second weekend, just crossed over $600 million, which we all expected. But that means after 2 full weekends that it's had, it's not even halfway to what the first Mario made, which I don't think that's a criticism on the Mario movie. I think that's just a part of the reality that there are fewer people going to the movies today than there were, in years past. And so if the new Mario Brothers movie was doing better than it is right now, and it's doing very well, don't misinterpret me, it's doing very well, but it's not on pace of the first one. And I just can't see Doomsday doing.
But we have a lot of really big movies. It's only April, and there are a lot of really big movies this year, more so than the years past. That's gonna like recondition people to going back. Like we got Spider-Man.
That's
coming.
the hope.
That's the
that's
thing.
the hope.
Right?
Yeah.
I also think that with the end of Daredevil, with Spider-Man, with Vision Quest, people tend to forget Vision Quest is definitely something everybody's going to want to see. But I think Doomsday is so bananas.
Yeah.
Can I? Sorry, I don't want to go.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to keep going here because I want to get through this within the hour. So let's keep moving here. Amin writes, I quite enjoyed the drama. I'm glad you did. A lot of people did actually.
I did.
A lot of people did. Any chance you can possibly put up the spoiler tag just to briefly let us know what you didn't like about the film? Well, since I don't like the film, I don't care if it spoils it for anybody. And let's face it, nobody's going to see it anyway. My big problem with the drama was don't remember, you're asking me just to give you a quick little point, so we can put this in quick point. There's 1,000 different things, but I'm just going to highlight a couple of the big ones that really derailed the film for me. Despite the fact that Zendaya and Robert Pattinson are fantastic in the film, like absolutely fantastic. The two things that really bothered me about it was identity. It didn't have one. Like it starts off as this kind of A24-like romantic comedy. And then it takes this really big swing to go in a different direction. But it never commits. It never commits to going in that direction. It brings up this whole thing was, I was planning a school shooting when I was a kid. It's like, okay, this could be fascinating. But they keep it as surface level as it could possibly be. They never dive into it. They never go into the psychosis about why was she at that point. Oh, they had one quick scene where a girl bumped into her on a walkway. Like you had the opportunity to dive into it, and they really didn't. It became the most superficial conversation of a topic I've seen in a movie that tried to be deep. So it never goes anywhere with it. It just becomes this awkward feeling thing. And then you start to realize everybody in this movie are a bunch of assholes. And then by the end of it, the end of the movie is what should have been the beginning of Act 3. So the whole thing about the drama is these two people trying to make this thing work, throw this big thing. Okay, so we've got this issue. Let's sit down and talk about it. And that's the end of the movie. So to me, it was a total cop-out. It was chicken. They totally chickened out to actually get into any real meat or any depth. And listen, I'm not saying you should have made the movie about that, but you're the one who said, let's go this way. And they chickened out of it. And I just left the theater feeling like, what was the point of watching this? I didn't get anything out of it in terms of a new perspective or a new way of looking at things. And aside from a couple of great performances, I thought the movie stunk. I'll be honest with you. I thought the movie absolutely stunk. Better than anything I could make, but I'm not the bar of excellence. So anyway, that's why I didn't like the drama. All right. Let's keep going here. Next up. Where are we at? We are at Billy the Entertainment Guy says, are we going to get regular John Campea Show and CinemaCon after show every day? No, absolutely not. This week, or is this format just for today? This format is just for today. Since it's the first day of CinemaCon and the whole first part of the day today was wide open and a couple of pretty interesting things came out, that's why we decided to do this day. But we are not getting the John Campea Show each day. We're going to get a show every day, but it's all going to be on CinemaCon stuff. All going to be CinemaCon stuff. Okay, Rich Reviews writes, if you could go back in time to meet your 12-year-old self, what advice would you give? I'm going to say something that's not going to be popular. If I could go back and find my 12-year self, I would say, listen to your mom and dad. That's probably what I would say. Because look, when we're 12, when we're 13, when we're 14, when we're 16, maybe even when we're 17, we think our parents are the most clueless people in the world. And it's when we get older that we realize, maybe they weren't so dumb. Maybe you did have parents that were dumb. There are dumb parents, for sure. To me, I would tell myself to pay more attention to what my parents are teaching me. I don't know. Do you guys have any words of wisdom to pass on?
Yes. When Marina makes you that offer, don't turn her down. and to buy crypto in 2009.
You know what? I remember when Google was about to go IPO, and I remember begging my dad, buy that stock, buy it. Then again, if he had listened to my advice, he ended up broke for a lot of different reasons. But that was the one thing I would have been right about. Anyway, do you have any advice you give 12-year-old Cody?
Keep going. I mean, I got really lucky that I had a lot of great mentors that guided me in the right direction. So,
All right, there's our words of wisdom for today. All right, so that was Rich. Just a few more. Rich also writes, of the Euphoria cast, Zendaya, Sweeney, Elordi, Schaefer, Apatow, Fiera, who will get an Oscar first? Who will have a long career, and who will fall by the wayside? The show being their career high. Zendaya and Zendaya. I mean, listen, I admit I started off as much as anybody saying, hey, this Zendaya, she's the flavor of the week. She's not really all that good, but she's a good singer. She's very attractive. She's got a great screen presence. She's okay. But I'll tell you what, I've gone from that guy to being completely won over. Like completely, like whether it's The Greatest Showman or performances in Euphoria or a number of the dramas that she's done. We're just talking about the drama. I hated the movie, but man, she was great in it. She, out of all of them, easily is going to have the longest career. She's going to have the most awards. She already does have the most awards recognition, but she's clearly the best of that. Not that there aren't other great talent, like Elordi and whatever, but it's her class. She's the class. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts?
I mean, I pretty much fell in love with her when I saw Greatest Showman, so I concur with everything you just said.
Yeah. She's and even before she did that.
I could listen to Rewrite the Stars.
I listened to it on my drive over here.
Did you?
I was listening to the Hillary Duff album and that song.
Boy, you guys, I wouldn't admit that.
I'm pretty comfortable, Rob.
The new Hillary Duff album?
Yeah, it's good.
Is it good?
It's good, dude.
I'm a Hillary Duff fan.
Good.
All right, next up. Keon Jenkins writes, will HBO and Warner Brothers show anything Harry Potter? Guys, again, I cannot emphasize this enough. CinemaCon doesn't give a fuck about TV at all. Nothing. This is not the movie studios industry convention. It's the movie theaters convention. And movie theaters don't give a shit about any streaming show or anything like that. So no, 100% they are not going to be talking about Harry Potter. They're not going to be talking about House of the Dragon. They're not going to be talking about Ted Lasso. They're not going to be talking about any of that because none of that to these people exists. This is not about a TV. This is not about TV. This is a movie theater convention. The studios are coming to show off the films that they're going to be showing in the movie theaters owners' theaters. So no, they will not be talking about Harry Potter. I'd love it if they did, but they are not. 100% they are not. All right. Next up, Rich Reviews writes, retirement idea, visit all 50 states and go to every film festival in that state. No. I've been to a lot of film festivals.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite experiences have been at film festivals. Some of the most boring ass experiences I've had at film festivals. There's some good ones. A lot of them are just crappy film festivals made by Eddie Two Toes up the street on his iPhone. And I'm sorry, but I'm just not interested.
I
in
would
those.
change that and go to all the film festivals that aren't in the 50 states. Go around the world.
Oh, well, I mean, I've been to several of them.
Yeah, I mean, that would be go to Cannes,
but
go to Venice.
I can't take the van to Cannes.
Yeah, it's true. Well, you could ship it.
I can't take it to Venice.
Take a long boat
Yeah,
ride.
that'd take a long ass time.
Take a long boat ride.
And be very, very expensive. All right. Next up, we got Georgie who writes, hey, John, been watching you since your review of Fantastic Four. Thank you. Love your movie takes. I'm based in Charlotte, North Carolina. Do you ever plan to come to this area for movie meetups? Thanks in advance. 100% yes. Not the next one. Like the next one is going to be New York, Boston, and Columbus, Ohio.
When are you going to hit the road again?
Probably sometime in May.
Wow.
Probably sometime in May. And then I'll squeeze in a trip up home to visit my family too. So that'll be the next one. But yes, Charlotte, North Carolina will definitely be a movie meetup location we do at some point. At some point. All right. Thanks for that, Georgie. Mola writes, hey, John, Mohala. It was a pleasure meeting you yesterday. Oh, I run into you again soon. Enjoy CinemaCon. I cannot remember. We met. Listen, one of the really great things about CinemaCon is we get to meet so many people who watch the show. So many people who watch the show. And we met a lot of people just yesterday as we were going to get our registration. So forgive me if I don't remember you specifically. I do remember the 12 or 13 people we met. I don't know which one you were, but thank you for coming up and saying hello. It meant a lot. Really, I'll be honest with you guys, I never get used to it. I still feel like an absolute rock star whenever somebody comes up and says they watched the show. You have no idea how good you guys make me feel. Like I never get used to it. I never becomes old to me. It's like I think it's one of the coolest things in the world. So thank you guys for that. All right. Next up, we go to Christopher Diaz, who writes, thoughts on the new Hunger Games trailer. Like we were just talking about it, and it was, I've never been excited for a Hunger Games movie.
Really? Never?
Yeah, no,
Ever?
No, no. I take that back. The second Hunger Games film I really liked, so it made me excited for the third. But I've never been excited for one other than that.
Even like the first one?
Yeah, I was
I
excited
thought the first
because I'd
one was
read the
okay.
book.
I liked it. I liked it first. I thought it was good, but not enough that I was like counting down the days to the second one. So I did finally get around to the second one, and I loved it. So that was my favorite one. So then I was excited about the third.
Yeah.
Didn't love the third. Yeah. But I got to tell you, man, this is one of those, every once in a while a trailer comes out where I go like, I had no interest in this movie, and now I'm all about this movie. End of Oak Street's another one of those. Did you see the trailer for that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, the one with Ewan McGregor and Anne Hathaway?
Yeah.
Watch it. Watch that trailer. It's real. I cannot wait to see that now. So yeah, but we waxed poetic a little bit earlier in the show about it already. I thought
it is an epic trailer.
Yeah,
it's a great trailer.
Yeah.
And it really does. Again, it looks like the grown-up version of Hunger Games, and it looks like HBO did Hunger Games. That's what it looks like a little bit to me. Okay. Next up, last couple of ones here. That was Christopher, yes. We got Zupao, who writes, hey, John, newer fan here. Oh, good to have you around. But love what you're doing. I just wanted to ask about what you've heard, and can you share about the first Doomsday screenings? We can say, okay, there have been some screenings. Now, it is not a picture lock screening that they've done, okay? But they have done an assembly cut screening of the film for some people, and no media people.
No, it's internal.
Yeah, but the word we're hearing coming out, and again, this is secondhand. The word we're hearing coming out is that its biggest comparison is to Infinity War, which to me is the best of the two, Endgame and Infinity War. I think it's no secret. I think Infinity War is better than Endgame. I love Endgame, but I think Infinity War is better. So there's a lot of comparisons being made right now to Infinity War, which is good news to me. What have you heard?
The same kind of thing. I mean, just that it had been really well received. And one of the things that people don't understand is this is not a screening to gauge audience response.
No, it was not. No.
And I think that obviously Disney, they probably showed it also to licensors or some people, because we're in March, and the toy companies, whoever's their corporate, if they're partnering up with like Pepsi or something to do a campaign, they need to know. I mean, people have to start manufacturing the products that are going to start hitting shelves a month or two in advance for the movie.
We know that because Anne used to work at Hasbro. And
I
remember she had to go and tour. She had to go to Lucasfilm to tour their model in all their shops a year before the next movie came out, because they had to start prepping the toy lines.
Yeah, and remember, this movie was delayed I want to say 6 months or a year.
6 months, yeah. It was supposed to come out before Spider-Man.
Yeah, so it was going to come out before Spider-Man. So they've had a lot of time to work this movie. Now, I don't know. For me, like, from what I experienced of what I know of the script, I'm like, it made me want to sit down and watch this. I don't know how they're going to do it. Like, I'm like, I know what I know, but I can't conceive of what it looks like. Yeah. Like, there are things in this movie I'm like,
we will on Thursday.
Well, that's I mean, I'm like, how there are things in this movie that I'm like, I just want to know.
Pull your microphone a little bit.
Oh yeah, I just want to know what it looks like, and I think that what people are responding to, what people don't understand about like all the leaks, the plot leaks. If you were to just hear the plot leak of Infinity War, I think it would seem kind of goofy. Like what they're gonna go to Never Delir and he's gonna forge Stormbreaker in the middle of a star. Like what? And there's Peter Dinklage as a dwarf that's gigantic. What? It's the characters that we love in these movies.
Yeah.
And I think when you just break down plot, you're not getting. And the funny thing is, the 4 previews that they released, the little character vignettes.
Yep, the X-Men one, the Captain America one.
Those reminded you of how much you love those characters.
Yeah.
And they told you really nothing about the plot. And so I would point to, because the plot's effing bananas, and the stuff that happens in it is just mind-blowing when you're thinking about but when you see how they're going to make it work, like the Thor moment or the Steve Rogers moment or Magneto and Xavier, that's the stuff. And we're going to get that for 5 hours and 78 minutes. I don't know how long. I mean, the one thing that we didn't get out of this, what's the damn running time? What is the running time?
Yeah,
of this movie? They don't know yet.
Yeah, they don't know yet.
Yeah.
Like they literally don't know yet. So I know some people are gonna say, "Oh, I heard it was 3 hours." No, that was all lies, all lies. Because even the Russo brothers right now don't know exactly how long the movie is, but we'll know soon. All right, last 2 questions.
Can't wait.
Joshua Jones writes, "My prediction: Michael Part 2 will be called Jackson." Nope, that would be terrible marketing. It's Michael. It'll be Michael Part 2. Or it might be Michael Beat It, or like whatever. I don't know.
I hope not.
That probably wouldn't be the best title. Probably not the best title. But yeah, they will probably not be called Jackson. I think it'll be called Michael Part 2. All right, last question here. Danito, because for those of you know, I turned off the super chats a while ago. Danito writes, "Do you think they'll confirm Jean Grey tonight?" You know what? I think there's a 50-50 chance they do. Nobody from Sony has told me this, nobody from Disney, but we all know Sadie Sink is Jean Grey, right? Like we all know that. This is the worst kept secret. It is possible it's somebody else. I'll be surprised if it is, but I think we all know it's Jean Grey.
She's going to be there.
She'll be here tonight for sure. 100% she'll be here tonight. I think there's a 50-50 chance it will, but it won't be through, Sadie Sink coming out and saying, "I'm Jean Grey." If it does get official tonight, it'll be because they show us 25 minutes of the movie and "My name's Jean" will come up or something that. I don't know. What do you think we're going to get from that?
I don't think that it needs to be a secret anymore.
It really doesn't.
Like I get that. To me, it would just increase the interest in the movie if people knew that she was in fact playing Jean Grey, because we know they're going to move into the mutant saga after whatever they're going to do with Secret Wars or whatever, I think. So we know that Jake Schreier's directing the X-Men movie, and we know that one of the foundational members of the X-Men is Jean Grey.
Yeah.
So I would assume that they don't need to hide it.
Yeah, I don't even know why they have hidden it up till now. Actually, you know what? I take that back. They haven't really hid it. We don't know who that guy is. I mean,
there's a lot of times when I don't know what actor's playing what because I haven't seen the movie.
Dude, it's just the super nerds that watch shows like this and
Yeah.
follow the comics that are like, who is, they're like, the general public is not.
They don't even care. Like, who's Jean Grey?
Yeah.
And all right, guys, that'll do it for today's installment, this special from Las Vegas installment of the John Campea Show. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging around with us as we talked about a few things that are going on. Big special thank you to all you guys who sent in those questions. Number one, because you gave us great fun things to talk about. But number two, you supported this channel as you did it. And all of us involved with the show, thank you guys very much for your support. Guys, for many of you, it's going to be really late. I understand. But we are doing our first stream tonight after the Sony presentation. It's going to be late. If you guys can stay up, stay up. If not, catch it in the morning when you get a chance. But I'm so stoked. I think we're going to get some Spider-Verse stuff. We're going to get some Jumanji stuff. I think we're going to get some Zelda stuff. We're definitely going to get Spider-Man Brand New Day stuff. And who knows what else we're going to get. It's going to be a really, really great night. Looking forward to it. Big thanks, of course, to Cody Miller, who will probably not be on tonight's stream because it's going to go so late. Yeah. But he will be back doing some of these presentation streams with us. Of course, Robert Meyer Burnett. My name is John Campea, guys. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, my friends, bye-bye.